and welcome to Joe Marquis Wagers. I am Joe Marquis. Today is Saturday, January 13th, 2024. Welcome to Super Wildcard Weekend. I'm going to preview the 5 weekend games today. I will do the Monday night game between the Eagles and the Bucks on Monday. I am sorry if this gets out a little bit late. I've had nothing but technical troubles all morning this morning. In fact, this is my third take on this video. Before we dig into the weekend games, though, I wanted to take a moment and toot my own horn. Back on December 12th, my brother-in-law Harry and I were talking division champ futures. He commented that he thought Trevor Lawrence didn't look the same since his injury, and he was surprised that the Bucks were plus money to win the division when they held tiebreakers over the Saints and Falcons. We wanted to play a two-leg teaser with the Bucks winning the South and the Jags just not making the playoffs, but it wouldn't let us. It was basically forcing us to pick two division champs. So, we played the Bucks to win the NFC South and the Texans to win the AFC South. Came in at plus 2,067. I put $10 on it and it won $216.75. Pretty good, right? Only I wasn't done yet. I looked at the schedule and I saw who the Bills were going to be playing and who the Dolphins had left on their schedule. So on a whim, I also played a 3-leg division champ parlay with the Bucks, Texans, and I added the Bills to it. Came in at plus 8,450 and it netted me $1,282.50 on a $15 wager. So these two parlays put me solidly in the black for this NFL season. Yay me. All right, there are 2 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday this weekend. The first Saturday game features the Cleveland Browns at the Houston Texans. Browns are favored by 1.5, and the game total is set at 44.5. The game starts at 4:30 Eastern Time and will be on NBC. Game is indoors. Weather will not be an issue. These two teams just played in Houston on Christmas Eve, and the Browns won that game 36-22. C.J. Stroud did not play in that game. He was still in concussion protocol. That is the game, if you remember, where Amari Cooper went off. He had 11 receptions for 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. There were 58 total points scored in that game, and like I said, Stroud didn't play. I'm going to play the over 44.5 points on the game total for this one. I also don't think the Texans let Amari Cooper go off again. I think Flacco is going to have to focus on his second favorite target, tight end David Njoku. I'm going to play Njoku to exceed his receiving yards prop of 54.5. In that first game, Flacco threw the ball 42 times. His pass attempt props for this one is set at 37.5. I'm going to play the over. Dalton Schultz had 8 receptions on 11 targets for 61 yards the last time they played. I'm going to play him to exceed both of his receiving props of 3.5 receptions and 40.5 receiving yards. If you wanted to play these 5 wagers in a same game parlay, it will come in at plus 900 on Bet365. The second game on Saturday features the Miami Dolphins at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 4 and the game total is set at 44.5. Game starts at 4:30 Eastern Time and is only going to be aired on Peacock. It will require a subscription to watch the game. Feel free to complain on social media as much as possible. Now this game will not be indoors. This game is outside with expected temperatures around 0. Yep, 0. High winds are also expected in this one. With wind chill, temperatures will solidly be in the negative numbers. I just don't see how this doesn't negatively impact both offenses, especially that of the Dolphins. Both teams have been struggling on offense as it is, so I'm going to play the game total under 44 on this one. I also have the Chiefs in a 4-team teaser, which I will share at the end of the video. Both teams are going to need and want to run the ball. I'm going to play Pacheco to exceed his rush attempts prop of 15.5. I wanted to play the Mostert rush attempt prop, but there was no Miami running back rushing props available on FanDuel, DraftKings, or Bet365. I think it has to do with the questionable tag on Mostert because he's missed the last 2 games. So if he plays, I'm going to play his rush attempts prop. If he's out, I'm going to play the A-chain rush attempts prop. Probably won't know or have those listed until 90 minutes before kickoff. Now, Covers is a website I like, and I like to review them a lot when I'm doing my research. They had a great play that I'm going to piggyback on. Chiefs games have averaged only 14.5 second half points all year. The second half game total for this is set at 21.5. Between the weather and the history so far this season, I'm going to play the under. If you wanted to play these three wagers in a same game parlay, it will come in at plus 260 on Bet365. The first game on Sunday features the Pittsburgh Steelers at Buffalo Bills. The Bills are favored by 9.5, and the game total has been set at 37.5. While this game isn't supposed to be as cold as a Chiefs-Dolphins game, it's going to be cold, and there's a strong chance of snow. Temperatures are expected in the teens, and they are expecting even higher winds than they were supposed to get in Kansas City. This weather is definitely going to have an impact on the game. Now, I think this is too many points on the spread for such a low game total, but I didn't want to just play that, so I actually put the Steelers in my 4-team teaser and teased it up some. I'm going to stay away from the game total. If I could have gotten it when the line first came out at 42.5, I would have played the under. I probably need to change the way I do things. When I look at these earlier in the week, I find the ones I like and I just set them aside. I think I just need to, when I find one I like, I just need to play it instead of waiting until the end and placing my wagers all at the same time. Because I kind of missed out on this one and one other one, which I'll get to in a minute. Now, I think rushing and short passing is going to be the only way either team will be able to move the ball. I'm going to play Josh Allen to exceed his rushing yards prop of 38.5. This is one of the ones I would have got a better number on if I went ahead and played it earlier. Earlier in the week, it was 35.5. I'm also going to play James Cook to exceed his rush attempts prop of 15.5. And I'm going to play him to exceed his receptions prop of 2.5 receptions. I also like both Shakir and Kincaid to exceed their receptions prop of 2.5 each. I just think short passing games, quick screens to the receivers, slants to the tight ends, those are the types of plays that they're going to need to do to move the ball. On the Steelers side, I like Jaylen Warren over 17.5 receiving yards. I wanted to stay away from the rushing props for the two Steeler running backs because I just never know which one's going to get the bulk of the carries. It seems like who's ever hot gets them, but Warren is the better receiving back, so that's why I'm going with his receiving yards. If you wanted to play these 6 wagers in a same game parlay, it will come in at plus 4,500 on Bet365. The second game on Sunday features the Green Bay Packers at Dallas Cowboys. I have dubbed this the McCarthy Bowl, as his old team is coming to town to face his new team. I actually posted a survey on my channel to see if people were more interested in the McCarthy Bowl or the Stafford Bowl. Please check it out and cast your vote. The Cowboys are favored by 7, with the game total set at 49.5. This game is indoors, so weather will not be an issue. Now, I have the Cowboys in my 4-team teaser. The Green Bay team is very young, and most of them have never played in a playoff game. I think they come out a little out of sorts. I'm going to play the Cowboys to cover the first half spread of -4, as well as the Cowboys to exceed their first half team total of 14.5 points. For the Cowboy props, I'm going to play Prescott to exceed his passing yards prop of 275.5. I was going to play his touchdown prop of 1.5, but there was no value at -215. But if you choose to play a same game parlay, I would recommend tossing it in there. I am also going to play CeeDee Lamb to exceed his receiving yards prop of 100.5. Yeah, I know it's high, but these two have a real connection, and it's even more dynamic at home in Dallas. For Green Bay, I'm going to play tight end Tucker Kraft to exceed both of his receiving props of 2.5 receptions and 24.5 yards. He has exceeded both of these numbers in each of his last 5 games. Plus, the pass rush for the Cowboys is good. Love is just going to want to get rid of that ball as quickly as possible. If you wanted to play these 6 wagers in a same game parlay, it will come in at plus 1,300 on Bet365. The final game of the weekend is the Stafford Bowl and features the Los Angeles Rams at the Detroit Lions. The Lions are favored by 3, and the game total has been set at 51.5. Game is indoors, so weather will not be an issue. I have the game total for this one in my 4-team teaser. I like the Rams in this spot. They were able to rest a lot of their players last week against the Niners, a lot of their key players, and the Lions played all of their starters against the Vikings. I got the Rams earlier in the week at plus 3.5. I feel like there's a good chance that the Rams win this one outright. So I also placed a smaller wager on the money line for the Rams. The Rams are just hot right now. They've won 4 games in a row and 7 of their last 8. And the one they lost was against the Ravens in Baltimore in overtime. I'm also going to play the Rams to exceed their team total of 24.5 points. Now, the Lions have the second best rush defense in the league, and a big part of the Rams' recent success has been their ability to run the ball with Kyren Williams. The question is, will the Rams still try and run the ball, or will they pivot to the short passing game? The Kyren Williams receptions prop is very low. I'm going to play him to exceed his reception prop of 2.5 receptions. The other prop I like in this one is for Aaron Donald to exceed his sack prop of 0.25 of a sack. It came in at plus money. I couldn't pass it up. The same game parlay odds on this wager with the Rams against the spread is plus 700. If you wanted to go with the Rams on the money line in these wagers, it'll come in at plus 850. All right, my 4-team teaser looks like this. I teased the Chiefs up to plus 2.5. Teased the Steelers up to plus 16.5. Teased the Cowboys down to -1. And I teased the Rams-Lions game total down to 45 and took the over. Came in at plus 200, and this is my largest wager of the weekend. My son's 3 best wagers for this weekend are Jordan Love over 7.5 rush yards, Tua under 230.5 passing yards, and Kyren Williams over 15.5 receiving yards. Joey went 4-2 last week, so good job, JoJo, and good luck this weekend. My brother-in-law Harry is going to piggyback my teaser bet this weekend. Last week he played a 3-team parlay, which was a winner. So good job, Harry, and good luck this weekend. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, Joe Marquis Wagers. I will post again on Monday for the Monday night game between the Eagles and the Buccaneers. In the meantime, good luck on all of your wagers this weekend.